In this video, I'm going to talk about how wasting time costs you money. We've all heard at least once in our lifetimes that time is money. We've heard it from people waiting in line, we've heard it in movies, we've heard it everywhere. This video isn't necessarily going to be about why you should stop wasting time on like your phone and scrolling and stuff like that, because I've made multiple videos about that, one of which you can watch up here. But it's more going to be about some of the instances where wasting time can cost you money. So after graduating in 2014, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and at this very moment, I still don't really know. I know I like making videos and I wouldn't mind a job where I'm making videos, but that's a whole another conversation for another video. My girl, on the other hand, knew exactly what she wanted to do from the time she was like 16 or 17. So when graduation came around, she knew that she would be going to university to get her degree. I, on the other hand, didn't know what I wanted to do, like I've said before. So, I just ended up waiting, and then I just ended up going to work. But see, here's the thing. I'm gonna try and do my best to explain this in a concise and simple way, so please just try and bear with me. Let me also put this disclaimer out there and say that I know going to post-secondary school doesn't guarantee that you'll make more money and, get better value out of your time, but let's just assume that you will, because that's how it works most of the time. So right now I'm making about $24,000 a year. I'm gonna try and keep these numbers as simple as possible, so just please try and bear with me. Let's say that you graduate from school and you know that you want to be an accountant, for example. And to make it fair, let's say that you have to take out student loans to go to school. From my research, it takes approximately 2 years according to this business accounting program from Centennial College, and the approximate tuition is about $4,000 a year. Being a 2-year program, we multiply that by 2 and we get a total of $8,000. Let's say that you have to buy books and a laptop and all that kind of stuff. So on the high side, let's say that your total debt is about 15 grand. Now, let's say that you went the working route and you decided to go work right away after high school. Let's take my path for example. I worked security and then retail and stuff like that. So I didn't really have a career path per se. The one caveat that does exist here are the skilled trades, like carpenters and electricians and stuff like that. You can have a very good career in those trades if that's something that you want to do, and I'm not knocking those at all. This video and this situation is for people in my situation who don't know what they would like to do. So, right now, minimum wage in Ontario is $15 an hour. After tax, that's about $22,000 a year. If you went to school for 2 years and you didn't work at all during those 2 years, you would come out of school with about 15 grand in debt. And we're assuming that you're living at home with your parents and stuff like that. With an accounting degree, you can find jobs that pay an average of $57,000 according to Indeed.com, source link down below. So if you worked for 2 years in a warehouse job, which is what I'm doing now, and you saved every penny for 2 years, you would have about 48 grand. But with a degree in accounting, you can make 57 right out of school. And like I said, it's not guaranteed, right? Finding a job isn't a guarantee, graduating isn't a guarantee, but let's look at the stats here. There will always be a need for accountants because people will always need to do their taxes. People are always trying to evade taxes. Politicians, we're looking at you over here. There will always be a need for accountants. But again, this isn't meant to try and push you into accounting. It's just an example, and I don't want you to waste as much time as I did when I was younger. And I know that on paper, as soon as you get out of school, obviously, it's gonna take some time to find a job and stuff like that. So it looks like the person that didn't go to school is winning, but then when you actually look at it over a long period of time, the person that works in the warehouse is gonna make $24,000 again, but the person that's, in accounting, they're gonna make 57, or say even if they make 50, that's double the warehouse person's salary. So then, as time goes on, it compounds, and then you can see where, the person that went to school, their income and savings level and stuff like that just kind of takes off. Another example I'll give you is when it comes to insurance, right? When you get old enough to drive, you're gonna need car insurance if you own a car. The problem is that when you're young, you're considered a high-risk driver, and if you're a male, you pay more than your female counterparts because males are considered higher risk. I guess that's why they say women live longer than men. Anyway, my girl has been driving for 10 years at this point, so she's been insured for 10 years. So she has 10 years of insurance history. I don't have any insurance history right now, so if I take out an insurance policy, I'm going to be considered high risk because I've never been insured before. That's where it gets, tricky. This is another instance where wasting time can cost you money because I wasted years of my life not having an insurance policy and building insurance history. And now if I were to take out insurance, the price would be high compared to someone, say, like my girl. You can also say the same thing about life insurance. In short, life insurance companies don't like to pay out policies. They like to take your money, but when it comes time to pay you out for a death in your family, it's a whole process, and it seems like they'll do anything except pay you out. Anyway, if you have assets like, a house or cars or something like that, life insurance helps so that your loved ones are not left with huge debts for them to pay. If you look at this online calculator, you'll see that if I put in my age, which is 26, it'll cost me about $40 a month for 20 years. But if I was 50, it will cost me $480 a month for 20 years. You see what I mean? And life insurance isn't for everyone, but it's another instance where the quicker you act and the more diligent you are, it'll save you money. The bottom line of this video is that when you waste time, it can cost you money. And I hope that me making this video kind of outlines some scenarios where it can occur in your life. I'm not saying that you have to have your career figured out at 18. I don't think anybody ever does, but just try and figure out what you would like to do and try not to wait and let it come to you. I'll leave it at that. Those other two scenarios with the car insurance and the life insurance aren't as important because they're just, smaller scale items compared to your career. I definitely think that waiting on your career is one of the worst things that you can do. And if I could go back, 8 years or 9 years or whatever it is, I would definitely try and find the thing that I like to do the most instead of waiting around for it to come to me. I hope this video brought you some value. And as always, thanks for watching.